I just want to say that your career is a journey, it's not a destination. So let's not fixate certain companies as your ultimate goal.
क्योंकि वो जो ट्रेडिशनल जॉब्स हैं उनमें ऑफ कोर्स पैकेज बहुत अच्छा है. सो हाउ इज द सैलरी इन डेटा फील्ड?
When I joined Razorpay, I got to know okay there are some market standards. They were like these are the market standards. हम इतना तो हम देते ही हैं.
तो ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब कोई पर्टिकुलर डिग्री चाहिए ही चाहिए, बट इफ यू हैव इट देन यू आर डेफिनेटली प्रेफर्ड.
I spent my entire final year preparing for that one company, and at that like 2 days before placement, I got to know that due to recession or something else, that year the company was not going to come to our college.
Any advice that you would like to give to the freshers who want to come into the FAANG companies? Like generally students are like FAANG में जाना है, तो उनके लिए कोई एडवाइस है आपके पास?
I was like, oh my god, I'm not able to do this. I'm not meant for this. Why even I am trying? I used to say this. I used to like literally cry for days. I still remember.
Hi everyone, my name is Shivangi Tiwari and welcome back to my channel. आज की पॉडकास्ट काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाली है. हमारे साथ जेनी जैन है. शी हैज़ वेरी गुड एक्सपीरियंस इन द फील्ड ऑफ डेटा. इन्होंने 6 महीने पहले ही गूगल ज्वाइन करी है एज अ बिजनेस डेटा साइंटिस्ट, बट बहुत ही ज़्यादा हम्बल बैकग्राउंड है हमारे जैसे एकदम. शी कम्स फ्रॉम अ वेरी नॉर्मल कॉलेज, कोई ऐसा फैंसी कॉलेज नहीं, नॉर्मल Tier 3 कॉलेज से आती हैं. शी हैज़ डन इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग एंड इनिशियली इन्होंने TCS ज्वाइन किया एज अ सिस्टम्स इंजीनियर. उसके बाद शी वेंट इन टू फिनटेक. शी ज्वाइन कंपनीज लाइक RBL. देन उसके बाद इन्होंने Razorpay ज्वाइन किया, KPMG ज्वाइन किया. तो काफ़ी अच्छी जर्नी रहने वाली है एंड स्टेप बाय स्टेप शी केम टू गूगल. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ऑल ऑफ अ सडन ग्रेजुएशन किया, मास्टर्स किया या कुछ ऐसा एंड शी जंप टू गूगल. सो जर्नी काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है. एंड आप में से जो कोई भी डेटा की फील्ड में इंटरेस्टेड है, स्पेशली यू वांट टू कम इनटू द फील्ड ऑफ डेटा एनालिटिक्स, डेटा साइंटिस्ट और एज अ डेटा इंजीनियर, तो आपके लिए ये पॉडकास्ट बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाली है. सो विदाउट एनी फर्दर अडू लेट्स जंप इनटू द पॉडकास्ट एंड कॉल जेनी ऑन माई चैनल एंड मेक श्योर आप पॉडकास्ट पूरा एंड तक सुनो सो दैट यू गेट टू नो एवरीथिंग about her journey and about her learnings. So let me welcome Jenny now. Hi Jenny, how are you doing?
Hey, hi Shivangi. Shivangi, first of all, thank you so much for having me today on your podcast. I'm really excited and I'm hoping that your audience take away some valuable information from me. Yeah.
Of course, Jenny. So I have given a brief introduction, but I would like to know from your end about you.
Yeah, so I think you very well covered already. So, but I'll still repeat. So, I'm Jenny. I'm from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. I did engineering from a college in Vidisha. As Shivangi mentioned, it's a regular engineering college, not any IIT or NIT. Yeah, I'm electrical engineering graduate, 2016 pass out. I started my career with TCS, and then, as Shivangi mentioned, I did couple of changes in my job and currently I'm working with Google as business data scientist.
Great. So Jenny, I can understand जब हम किसी नॉर्मल कॉलेज से होते हैं हमें कॉलेज से बहुत कम होप होती है, तो वी आर मोस्टली डिपेंडेंट ऑन आवर ओन लर्निंग्स एंड स्किल्स. सो आपकी while you were in your college, what companies you were targeting to crack?
Yeah, so Shivangi, I actually have a very interesting story behind my campus placement. So when I was in my final year, and since I'm an electrical engineering student, I was really fascinated by what I was studying and I really wanted to crack a core company. So at that time even we used to have 2-3 core companies which used to visit our campus, out of which there was one company I was really excited for. I spent my entire final year preparing for that one company. And at that like 2 days before placement, I got to know that due to recession or something else, that year the company was not going to come to our college. So I was really disheartened.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my god, now what will I do? But I think God has better plans for me. From there I started applying for campus outside my college, which is off campus, and from there I got selected into TCS.
Okay, so you did not apply for TCS on campus, you got it off campus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did apply, but I didn't prepare for any of the IT companies, at least while the time I was there. It was after that I graduated when I felt, okay, I don't have options now. I need to go for the things that is already there in the market, and that is when I applied for TCS off campus.
Got it. तो technically college में placement नहीं हुआ था आपका?
Yeah.
Okay. Then how long did you work with TCS?
Yeah, so I have spent, like, of all the companies that I have worked with, I have spent the most time in TCS. It was more than 2 years, 2.5 years that I worked with TCS.
Okay, as a systems engineer only, no? क्योंकि initially तो वही profile मिलती है.
Yes. Yeah, correct. Yeah, as system engineer, I was into a very different role. It was not so data heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and since my training was so while then in TCS we used to have these starting 2 months of training, and I want to do my training into SQL and database, which actually enhanced my interest into this field, and that is the reason while I was working with TCS, I was looking out for jobs in specific this field, which was data and analytics.
ओके, सो टीसीएस के टाइम पर ही आपको डेटा में इंटरेस्ट आना शुरू हो गया था, बट हाउ डिड दैट हैपन? मतलब क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि अगर टीसीएस में क्या होता है जनरली, या तो बच्चे बेंच पर होते हैं या कुछ ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट पे काम होता है जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा हार्ड कोड, कोई ऐसे टेक स्टैक यूज़ नहीं करना होता, तो आपका उस समय इंटरेस्ट कैसे आया डेटा में?
या सो जस्ट बिकॉज मेरा ट्रेनिंग हो चुका था ऑलरेडी ऑन डेटाबेस साइड, एंड आई न्यू दैट आई एम गुड एट लीस्ट SQL and all. And the work that I was doing, it was of actually quality assurance. I was not liking that. The reason being, it was very repetitive and very mundane. I felt that I am not being exposed to the potential that I have. And that is when I started having the conversations with my account manager, with my manager, that I feel that I am not right fit for the job that I am currently doing, and I really need to go and explore some data related work. But in TCS, once you get assigned to a project, changing your project is very difficult. That is when I felt that okay, I need to now go outside and search for a company on my own rather than asking for something else in my own company.
सो आपको वो मोटिवेशन कहाँ से आया? मतलब द मोटिवेशन वॉज कि आपको डेटा फील्ड में जाना था, आपने इसलिए चेंज किया, या योर वर्क वॉज वेरी मंडेन, दैट वॉज द रीज़न टू चेंज?
Yeah, I really feel the reason that what I was doing, I was not happy with that. That there have been days when I go to office and used to cry that why I'm doing this work, I'm not liking it, I'm not meant for it, right? And since I also got a gist of data side, and also since I started exploring data related projects, I started participating in a lot of hackathons that TCS used to conduct within our organizations, and from there also I got a lot of exposure. I started studying outside, like using the resources that we have on internet like DataCam and Kaggle, Analytics Vidya. I started participating in online hackathons, and from there also my interest got built up.
वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले एक इंटरेस्टिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन, गीक्स फॉर गीक्स तो हम सभी जानते हैं, एंड गीक्स फॉर गीक्स ने एक अपना नया फीचर लॉन्च किया है, GFG प्रीमियम। ये काफ़ी अफोर्डेबल और काफ़ी यूज़फुल है। विथ GFG प्रीमियम यू कैन एक्सेस मोर देन 35 कोर्सेज ऑन टॉपिक्स लाइक DSA डेवलपमेंट, डेटा साइंस, क्लाउड, डेवऑप्स एंड अदर ट्रेंडिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज, एंड ऑल इन वन पैकेज। इंडिविजुअली आप ऐसे कोर्स खरीदने जाओगे तो एटलीस्ट आपको 50,000 के कोर्सेज पड़ेंगे, बट विथ GFG प्रीमियम यू आर गोइंग टू गेट ऑल ऑफ इट इन फ्री। यू आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू गेट सम रियली हेल्पफुल एंड अमेजिंग फीचर्स लाइक AI coding exercises, personalized note and summaries which will help you in your revision. And the best part is it is priced very low, so either if you're a college going student or a working professional, you can try considering it. Now let me walk you through the features of GFG Premium. So they have 35 plus top rated courses, AI powered coding exercises, course completion certificate, ad-free experience, personalized notes, Yogi bot for coding help anytime and anywhere, and 24/7 doubt support. Now let me walk you through one of their course. जैसे if I check their Python for data science course, तो course काफ़ी detailed है, and you are going to learn everything from the foundation level, including variables, control flow, OOPS, etc. You will have 100 plus MCQs for practicing assignments. Talking about the detailed curriculum, so you will learn all the relevant topics that are required for you in the industry to be good in Python for data science. GFG Premium प्लान की फ़ीस की बात करें तो 1 ईयर वाला जो सब्सक्रिप्शन है उसका प्राइस काफ़ी कम है कंपेयर टू दी हाफ ईयरली वन, एंड अगर आप डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए मेरे लिंक के थ्रू अगर आप परचेज करोगे तो आपको 1 ईयर बोनस मिलेगा, सो दैट 1 ईयर विल बी अ बोनस फॉर यू। बाकी एग्जैक्ट प्राइसिंग और सारी डिटेल्स आप इनकी वेबसाइट पे चेकआउट कर सकते हो, सो क्लिक ऑन द लिंक in the description and try your GFG Premium today. Now let's move on in the video. Very interesting. So TCS के बाद RBL, Razorpay, KPMG, like total 5 to 6 years का एक्सपीरियंस है आपको, बट फिर भी साथ साथ आपने अपनी स्टडीज़ कैसे मैनेज करी? क्योंकि ऑफिस के साथ, जॉब के साथ, स्पेशली फुल टाइम जॉब के साथ पढ़ाई मैनेज करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है। हाउ डिड यू डू इट?
Yeah, right. And Shivangi, like just to mention, like before COVID, it used to be really tough if you want to switch, right? Because you don't used to have work from home. You cannot sit at home and prepare. You need to take a proper leave, go there and go to visit the office and give interview and then come back. So yeah, at that time it was really tough. And for me, I think it was the initial time which took a lot of effort to switch. But once I switched, I came into the market, into the actual analytics market, when I had that one experience, relevant experience. It was then when I used to start getting a lot of call. And one thing that I always did was I never said a no to any company. I was like, okay, do you want to take interview? I am ready. I'll give the interview, irrespective of the fact that I want to join or not. And when you give so many interviews, you automatically always, you are updated with what's happening in the industry. You know what type of questions are being asked. You sit and you revise what you have studied years before, right? And I think that has been the key reason that I was always updated and ready to give interviews. But yeah, just to mention, it's not that I have always cracked the interviews. I have failed a lot of interviews, but yes, I was able to then also crack a lot, which has finally landed me up where I am today.
Great. So how did you got your first break into the analytics industry?
Yep. As I mentioned, during TCS, I was really looking out for jobs outside. I started giving interview.
Yeah.
That is when I got referred by one of my branch mate during college. He referred me to RBL Bank because he was leaving at that time. And in RBL Bank, they were looking to hire someone who is not looking for money. And I was not looking for money at that time. I was just looking for experience. And that is how, and I was able to crack the interview at least. So that is how I was able to get into their retail asset analytics team. So like in RBL Bank, there are different portfolio. Credit card is one of their portfolio, and the other portfolio is the loan side. So I was part of their loan side, right? So during the 2 years of experience, I not only got to work on analytics and learn about SQL, Excel, all those things, but also I got to learn a lot about banking sector. And it actually built a foundation of the domain knowledge that I needed. And from there, whenever I switched or went to any other company, it was a foundation that I had from there, which helped me improve myself or excel in whatever I was doing.
Of course, there has to be one break which changes your life and
Yeah.
which shapes your career kind of. So I would like to know more in depth about the data analytics role and in general what skills are needed.
So, first of all, what I feel in today's world, this is one of the most demanding and booming field. The reason why I say this is, let's say you are a product manager or you are a stakeholder at any company. If you have a problem in hand, first of all, you need to validate if that problem is true or not. And what will help you is the data. So you need data to validate that problem. Then you need, let's say you have 3-4 solutions which can solve that problem. Now you need to choose which solution will work the best. Now what will help you? Again, data. Data will tell you, okay, this solution might give you better results than other solution. Now let's say you pick up one solution and you go live with it. Now again, to see how that solution has given result, you need data, right? And the
Right.
entire product cycle is around data these days, and hence there are ample of opportunities, not just in banking sector, but a lot of other sectors who are looking to hire folks into this field. And when I say analytics, it's like it's so vast. It starts from your Excel, goes to a database wherein you work on SQL. Which includes your descriptive analytics, and then you move to predictive analytics wherein you're working on SQL or R or Python. Right, so from there you move to predictive science, and finally you land up to data science. And again, now data science is expanding a lot, wherein folks are going into deep learning, LLM models, and I think it's endless now.
Yeah. So like, is there any specific background needed for someone who wants to come into this field?
Honestly, earlier it not used to be that case. Any graduate who have relevant experience was able to get a job, but these days, because of the increase in demand, I have seen a lot of colleges have started having Bachelor of Engineering in Data Science. And not only this,
Specifically?
yeah, specifically, and even these days we
Okay.
have MBA, which are specialized in business analytics. So if you
Yeah.
have done those courses, if you have done a master's in such field, then you will be always preferred than others. But yes, again, if you are able to get that first job, I feel, and if you are able to build a good experience, then you will be able to improve in this field of analytics. And there are I just wanted to mention one more course, which is I feel India's best course if someone who has just graduated and is looking for a master's in analytics or data science. Then there is this PGDBA, which is postgraduate diploma in business analytics. So it's a 2-year course wherein you study in 3 famous or 3 renowned institutes: IIM Calcutta, IIT Kharagpur, and ISI Kolkata.
गॉट इट सो ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब कोई पर्टिकुलर डिग्री चाहिए ही चाहिए, बट इफ़ यू हैव इट देन यू आर डेफिनेटली प्रेफर्ड, बट इवन इफ़ यू डोंट हैव इट यू कैन स्टिल कम इन टू द फील्ड. We have you as the example. So one resource that you have shared would be definitely useful for the audience, but इसके अलावा if I ask you other resources also that helped you crack so many interviews and get prepared for this role, what would those resources be?
Yeah, so if I have to talk about the resources, let's say if you want to learn hands-on experience on any of the language like Python or R, then my go-to source was DataCamp, because they have a very user-friendly interface. Then if I have to talk about that you want to learn the logic or the algorithms, let's say around a basic machine learning model or statistics, then YouTube, there are certain YouTube channels, Chris Nayak, StatQuest, which are very very famous and very informative. Then you have a lot of courses on Coursera also. Let's say you want to just know the basic of any machine learning model, then the most famous course that we have is by Andrew Ng on Coursera. So yeah, I think there are ample of resources on YouTube and Coursera which can help folks learn both. The one would be the let's say the fundamental of statistics and data science, and the other would be your hands-on experience of, let's say, SQL, R or Python.
Amazing. So Jenny, I see one thing कि जब भी हम अकेले होते हैं in the journey of preparation या search for a job, whenever we are alone, it's very difficult to like stay motivated and crack any interview that we want to. So आपकी journey में like आपको कैसे motivation मिलता था, and who was there for you to guide you or just show you the right path?
Yeah, Shivangi, like first of all, before answering what you asked, I completely agree with what you are saying. So these days, what I have started is I have started helping a lot of people, because I know a lot of folks are looking out for job in analytics, or it may happen that now they have 4-5 years of experience in software engineering, but they now feel that they want to go into a less coding side, and now they want to switch into analytics, but they don't know where to start from, right? And that is the reason I am actively connecting with people on LinkedIn and TopMate and trying to help them get started, or at least get that first job from where I am sure that they would be able to make their own way. Now coming back to your question, I think I was very lucky to have my now husband with me. So he's also a data scientist, and he's currently working with Procter and Gamble. And also, since he's doing a master's in from UT Austin in data science, it helped me a lot, because he was the one who always kept me updated with what's happening in the industry. And he also, when you brainstorm with someone who is not in your company but in the same field, it really helps you. And it makes you think, okay, can you implement this in your problem? So yeah, I owe a lot to my husband. Yep.
Yeah. So I would say कि ऐसे कोई भी to help you नहीं आ जाएगा. You will have to approach to the person, and you have to be very active. So first of all, build connections with people. अगर आपके आसपास कोई ऐसा नहीं है जो कि आपको help कर सकता है, then build connections with like-minded people on LinkedIn. Like मैं भी जेनी से LinkedIn पर ही मिली, and I just checked her profile, and I was really fascinated about the work that she was doing. So that's really amazing. And of course, if I get a chance, Jenny, I would definitely invite sir on my channel so that we can have a podcast together. I'm sure we are definitely going to provide a lot to the audience. एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन जो जनरली बच्चों के मन में होता है कि यार ठीक है, मतलब 6 साल एक्सपीरियंस तो हो गया है, ठीक है, TCS से स्विच करके गूगल तो आ गए हैं, बट वो सैलरी हाइक वाला पार्ट कितना डिफरेंस हुआ होगा सैलरी में? जस्ट अ नंबर इफ यू कैन गिव रेंज.
I honestly I can't, but yeah, the salary change that I have seen has been it's been exceptional, I can say that. If I have to just give you some rough idea, you can imagine my in-hand salary increasing by 10x, and if I have to include the other perks, it would be more than that. I think more than 15x of what I started with.
Yeah. Wow. So कभी कभी क्या होता है, we थिंक कि कोई ट्रेंडिंग टेक्नोलॉजी है तो पीपल जनरली वांट टू गो इनटू दैट फील्ड बिकॉज इट्स ट्रेंडिंग राइट एंड जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा है, बट दे आर स्टिल स्केप्टिकल कि पता नहीं जॉब अच्छी होगी कि नहीं, क्योंकि वो जो ट्रेडिशनल जॉब्स हैं उनमें ऑफ कोर्स पैकेज बहुत अच्छा है. सो हाउ इज़ द सैलरी इन डेटा फील्ड?
I still feel that salary depends a lot on the company, right? Rather than field. I know if we compare it with software engineering, we know वहाँ पे तो ज़्यादा होता ही है. But I'll give you one example. So as I mentioned, when I joined RBL Bank, I didn't saw the package. I just wanted to get that experience and I switched. Then I joined KPMG. But when I joined Razorpay, I was not knowing what are the market standards. I was like, ठीक है, हर कंपनी क्या करते हैं, 20%, 30%, 40%, max to max 50% on your base salary they will give you, and you have to take it. But when I joined Razorpay, I got to know, okay, there are some market standards, and Razorpay didn't saw how much I was earning before that. They were like, these are the market standards, हम इतना तो हम देते ही हैं. So I was really happy. So it depends on a lot of company. Like since I mentioned Razorpay, they have a very good culture, and compensation is one of their pillars in culture, wherein they don't see how much you were paying earlier. They see what are the market standards, and they match that salary and give it to you. So yeah, to answer your question, I really feel it depends on company.
Yeah, of course it depends on company to company and also it depends on the demand. क्योंकि जब सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग एज अ फील्ड बूम कर रहा था उस टाइम सैलरीज इसलिए बढ़ी थी क्योंकि डिमांड बहुत ज़्यादा थी and they wanted to onboard people, and salary is of course one of the major factors to stay motivated for people. Similarly मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि डेटा फील्ड इनिशियली जब स्टार्ट हुई तो इतना पैकेज नहीं हुआ करता था, बट अभी व्हेन आई टॉक टू पीपल नो आई गेट टू नो कि काफ़ी कॉम्पिटिटिव सैलरी है एज़ कम्पेयर टू द सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स. सो इट्स लाइक इफ़ यू स्टार्ट यू डेफिनेटली, अगर मैं नॉर्मल कंपनीज की भी बात करूँ तो यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट एज अ फ्रेशर 5 to 8 LPA ईजिली एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो, एंड देन इवेंचुअली आपका जैसे जैसे एक्सपीरियंस बढ़ता जाता है इट सैलरी ऑल्सो इंक्रीजेज इन द सेम वे. So Jenny, now coming to the next question, that how Google came into picture. मतलब you were already working with Razorpay, अच्छा चल रहा था, और Google came after KPMG.
No. So I'll tell you the entire thing. So as I mentioned, first were TCS and then RBL Bank. From there I moved to KPMG. At that time I honestly switched for the sake of money because I felt that I am doing good but I am not earning what I should be. Then due to some personal reason I had to leave KPMG early, and at that time I had 3 offers. I had offer from Amazon, Accenture and Razorpay. Accenture was paying me the best, like the most out of the 3, and Amazon was the brand that I was getting, but I am the risk taker. I wanted to join the startup, and hence I went ahead with Razorpay. When I joined Razorpay, I was part of their strategy analytics team at first, and then I eventually moved to their affordability team. So it was like I was working on a mix of banking and fintech, which I really love, right? So I was really enjoying a lot, and I was actually due my promotion by just 1 month when I dropped my papers. It just someone, a Google recruiter called me and they asked me that this is a job for which you have not applied, but since we had your resume, so it was not via referral, I would have just uploaded my resume on their career website. So they just asked me if you want to just give it a try, and I was like okay. As I mentioned, I never say no to any interview call. I was like okay, let me try it, and I cracked it. And since once I cracked it, the compensation again was very good considering Google stocks and all those things, and I was like okay, it's always good to go ahead and try something new. It's almost been 2 years working into Razorpay, and hence I decided okay, let's try this now.
So what was the whole interview process for Google?
Yep. So again, the interview process actually differs from position to position. For me, it was very specific to a role which was related to one of the YouTube teams. So for me, the first was a screening round. Then we had technical rounds. After that, there are 2 fixed rounds which Google takes. The one is their Googliness round, wherein they have certain set of questions. The stakeholder generally takes that round. They ask those questions. And the last is wherein you have a connect with your hiring manager, and he basically asked me some business case studies. Like he showed me some tables and data, and he was like, how you will interpret it, what findings do you have from this, what solution you will provide. So yeah, that was my last round.
Got it. So what type of questions were asked in the technical round, and how long, what was the duration of your interview?
Yeah, so I think it went up till 1 hour, I guess. And my technical round was divided into two parts. Since the role that I applied was mostly around time series analysis, so the half of the interview was around that only, that how you approach a time series problem, how do you code it in Python, and all those things. The first half was more around how I query. So it was general SQL questions wherein they had a problem statement, and then they had a database, and then they had 5-6 problems related to the same database, and we were supposed, like, they shared a Google Doc. We were supposed to code there, so that even they can see in real time what I'm typing. So one thing, I had one takeaway from that interview, which actually the one who took my interview, he told me that once my interview was done. So he said the one thing that he really liked about my technical round was, whenever I was writing something, I was telling him why I am doing this. I was like, okay, now we need to filter this, so I am writing this clause. Now we need to put this in order, I am writing this rank clause. Right? So I was giving whatever I was thinking, I was speaking that out loud in front of him. Yeah, so he was able to see that how I am approaching. And I think he was not interested in knowing what I have finally written, but the approach is what mattered at that time.
Exactly. The interview has to be interactive. ये one sided नहीं होना चाहिए. Either only the interviewer is speaking or only you are speaking. तो interactive होता है, so the interviewer also enjoys, and eventually it's about the approach. क्योंकि अगर कोई चीज़ नहीं आती है तो that you can definitely learn. But if you know the step by step approach to like approach any problem, then you definitely have those problem solving skills. और generally Google में भी problem solving skills ही check करते हैं. So since you have been part of so many companies, and I know you have done extensive job hunt. So what were the mistakes that you think you have done which you could have avoided, like, and which you would suggest others to avoid while they are doing their job hunt?
Mistake. So Shivangi, I think, as I mentioned, during the early years of my experience, since there were not a lot of opportunities and chances to go and apply, I used to get disheartened over any failed interview. And I used to take it very seriously. I was like, oh my god, I'm not able to do this, I'm not meant for this, why even I am trying. I used to say this. I used to like literally cry for days. I still remember whenever a result was out. But after giving so many interviews and cracking and failing at the same time, I have realized that it's a learning process, and every time with every interview I learn something new. I get to know, okay, this type of company are more focused, they are like coding heavy, they will ask you technical more, but there are certain company which are more interested in knowing how you will solve this problem, what all data you will collect, right? So I now when I look back and I think, thank God that I gave all those interview and failed, because I learned a lot, which has finally took me where I am today.
That's a great advice. Thank you so much, Jenny. Yeah, so Jenny, coming to the last of the podcast, now any advice that you would like to give to the freshers who want to come into the FAANG companies? Like generally students are like FAANG में जाना है, तो उनके लिए कोई advice है आपके पास?
Yep. So if there is any advice that I need to give to the folks who are looking for jobs in FAANG companies, I just want to say that your career is a journey, it's not a destination. So let's not fixate certain companies as your ultimate goal, because even if you join those companies, you need to still learn every day and work hard. So rather I would suggest that wherever you are, you work hard continuously, and eventually your dream company will follow you.
It will automatically come. वो अपना 3 Idiots में एक डायलॉग है ना कि काबिल बनो, सक्सेस तो झक मार के पीछे आएगी. So that's very true. Yeah, Jenny, so it was very nice talking to you. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, and I'm sure the podcast is definitely insightful for all of you. So Jenny का LinkedIn and Topmate मैं description में दे दूँगी. So don't forget to get connected with her. And आपको कोई भी doubt हो इस field से related या in general job hunt से related, you can definitely reach out to her. So thank you so much, Jenny, again for coming on my channel.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shivangi, for having me.
Guys, अगर podcast अच्छी लगी है, so don't forget to hit that like button, share it to your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you get notified जब भी मैं कोई नई वीडियो डालूँ तो. Thank you so much.